All right, everybody, this is DJ REM from Smash Radio, and I have the band Beyond Sight on the line. How you guys doing today?
Good. Great.
So why don't we start, if you guys could introduce yourselves and your spots in the band, and please also introduce the members of the band that are not with us today, too, if you would.
Go ahead, Rhonda, take the honors.
I'm Rhonda Scott. I'm the keyboard player and a vocalist in the band, one of the founders. And we have Steve Scott here as well this morning. He can introduce himself when it comes time, but missing are Brian Bay on vocals. We have some new members, so help me out here. We have James Powell from the James Powell 3 Trio on lead guitar.
Bob Klumparents.
Yep, Bob Klumparents on bass. And you, who are you?
Steve Scott, the drummer and founder.
Okay, very good. So, how long has Beyond Sight been a band? How long has it been around?
Well, we formed in, if we count our basement jams, I guess you could say March of this year.
So fairly recent.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very much so. We kind of had this idea in mind. Rhonda and I are both seasoned musicians. She's played the jazz and classical circuit here forever, it seems like. And then I moved here from New York in 2007. And we just decided to go back to our passion, which is music. And we wanted to form a band. So we just started hunting down members and started jamming in the basement and seeing how things went. And Lord and behold, here we are.
Okay, very cool. So, question for each of you: what got you into music? What kind of influences have you had in your life that got you into this and made you want to do something like this?
Well, I've been playing drums since I was a young man, and I just love music. I love everything it represents, everything it stands for, and love to entertain. There's nothing like being on a stage and watching people dance and digging your covers, digging your original music. It's just, I can't explain the power of music. It's a beautiful thing. And influences, I like everything across the scale, from Led Zeppelin to Jimi Hendrix, some country, some jazz. We're big Hall & Oates whores, as we like to joke around and say. Proud to admit it, I don't hide it in the closet.
Very good.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with the whole thing.
I've been, I guess I've been, dallying in music since I was a kid, because there was always some type of an organ in the house, like, those little tiny quartz organs. I had one of those when I was a kid that I used to play around on, and then later on, I had a piano in the house and started playing piano when I was fairly small, and a few different things kind of inspired me to stay in music, like, maybe hearing somebody with an especially beautiful voice inspired me, that I wanted to sing when I was a teen, so I studied voice and continued studying that throughout my teens, and playing keyboards. So, and my influences are a lot the same. I grew up on country and classic rock, so I like everything across the board, those two styles of music. And then later on I started hearing more R&B and jazz when I got into college, and have a pretty well-rounded background in music. I like a lot of different things.
Okay, very cool. So why don't you guys tell me what you have going on? What's going on with the band right now? What do you guys have lined up for shows and stuff?
We have a show coming up September 26th. That's a Thursday from 8 to midnight at the M89 Sports Bar and Grill. We are shooting a live music video and audio as well. So we're pretty stoked about it. We've had lots of member changes in this band. I think one of the things that is the hardest thing to deal with is finding musicians that can take a serious project like this and devote the time and want to put in the work and energy. That's been one of our biggest struggles, and I believe we've got all that worked out now. And I got to say, we're sounding better than we ever have. And we've had good members. It's never been a question of musicianship. It's just always somebody's got this going on or that going on, or
It's the commitment aspect of it, I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably the toughest part of having a band.
Yeah, it's real tough for us because, I don't know, Rhonda and I have a little different views. I don't like whiners and I don't take excuses very well because we own our own business. We take care of kids and we rehearse 6-7 nights a week and do shows. So, you know, we put our hearts and soul into it. And getting other people on the same page has really been a struggle. But like I said, we've got that all worked out now and we've got something really special happening.
Well, and I hope the lineup that you have now stays together for you guys, and you know, and gets you guys to where you want to be. Because you know, having that tight knit group, and I know from talking to so many bands, has definitely been the toughest thing for people. So
the chemistry is so important. It's just a huge part of a band's success.
well, I mean, and you know, you have these people together. And you know, if you're practicing all the time together, which most bands that are successful do, I mean, you know, you're basically like a family, and obviously you're going to have problems, but you need to be able to work through them.
Yes, that is for sure.
So, how did you guys come up with the name Beyond Sight for the band? Where does that come from?
I figured you were going to ask that. So let's put you on the spot for a second. What do you think that stands for? What do you think it means?
To me, Beyond Sight would be, you know, using your other senses, not just being stuck on how you see the world, but maybe how you hear it, how you feel it.
Oh, you're right on the money. One of the just kind of a running joke. Rhonda and I are both blind, and the running joke to her and I have between each other is if people can't see it, it's not in front of their face. They don't believe it. They can't imagine it. They can't think outside the box. It just doesn't exist. So that's how we came up with the name Beyond Sight. It's a very forward way of thinking. Again, being able to look outside the box, use your imagination, and capture what surrounds you.
Other than your soul, other than what's visible.
And if people could open their minds and do that, they would find themselves pretty happy.
Yeah, can you imagine if everybody opened their minds and
Yeah.
how much better this world would be?
Absolutely.
Oh boy, you got that right.
Man, crazy. And I did not know that the both of you were blind. So
Everybody just assume, oh, we get it. You know, that's you call yourselves Beyond Sight because you and Rhonda are blind. It's like you couldn't be more wrong.
yeah, that's very cool. And I'm glad I hit the nail on the head there, because that's how. You know, that's how I kind of try to view the world. You can't go by just what you see. I mean,
you're one of those open-minded people.
You got to be open-minded, and that's, you know, you guys were talking about the different music and stuff, and you know, across the board. And I am so open-minded with music. I can go from the heaviest death metal to listening to, you know, some crazy pop song.
Oh, sure.
So
That's the beautiful thing about music. There's something there for everyone, and there truly is. It's just awesome when it comes to that.
And I get real irritated when people get stuck in the genres and stuff. It's like, you know, if music is good to you, that's all that matters.
That's right. It's a personal thing, and no one else has to like it, as long as you do.
Exactly.
We definitely, I don't know, there's just something about having a band. There's just something really magical about it, you know, from learning new songs to writing original material. You know, from basically being on paper and then putting it in, you know, transferring what you see on paper into your instruments and hearing everything just come to life. And yeah, it's just something exhilarating about that. You can't even explain how wonderful it is.
Yeah, and I can just barely imagine, because you know I'm not in a band and I can't play an instrument to save my life. So I really envy those of you that have the talents that you have and can do that.
It sure is fun. Like I said, it sounds so childish. I just don't know what to say. I mean, it is magic. Taking nothing and turning it into something. And then, for me, the most humbling thing about it is when somebody actually wants to pay to come see you perform.
Right.
That's just the most humbling thing. It's like, wow, that guy just paid, you know, $50 to come watch us play this song. It's like, wow, that's just incredible.
No, definitely very cool. So, where can people go to find out more about Beyond Sight? What social networking websites and stuff do you guys use?
Well, we of course use Reverb Nation, and we use Facebook, and then we have a website. It's beyondsighttheband.com, And up there's all, our photo galleries and our upcoming shows and past events. And we're going to start blogging so people can follow us and kind of get a little more insight as to what it's like to be in a band. And
Yep, and we're even on MySpace and Twitter, so we pretty much got it all covered.
Okay, very good. And just in case you didn't know, I have 3 tracks of yours that are in the 24/7 stream at Smash Radio. So people get to hear you every day.
that is very cool.
So this current music I have, is this from like a full album, or is it like from an EP, or is it just like some single tracks that have been recorded?
This is just from a 3-song demo that we put together back when this band was first formed. After our show, the 26th, we're going to go back into writing, and we're going to get some new stuff recorded and released. Eventually, we would like to put out a full album. I'm kind of disappointed in one retrospect, because if we would have had our original members, we certainly would have had a full album out by now.
Right.
But with all the member lineup changes constantly, and it's a little hard to focus on that when you have to keep constantly starting from ground zero. And one thing that I have to really give credit to is our James and Bob, our guitar and bass player. Those are 2 of the most hardest working, dedicated musicians that I have ever met in my life. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible, their dedication, how much they love this project, how hard they work to learn material, and I just love that.
Well, very cool. I wish you guys the best of luck in getting getting a full album recorded, and definitely I will be waiting for it.
Well, we will definitely let you know when we do. It's in our era of music is a little different. We've really captured that late 70s, early 80s sound.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And what's really humbling to me is we played a venue not too long ago, and one of the wait staff came up and said, there's a lot of bands that come in here and they all play the same music and just kind of the same thing every day. All the stuff that you guys have played is stuff that everyone's forgotten about. It's refreshing. Your originals just blow us away. So those are some of the greatest compliments a band could ever receive.
Yep, very good. And as far as the music we were talking about, that the tracks I have, where did you guys record those at?
Right in our basement.
Well, the sound came out beautiful. So great job.
Members, Jared Knuth is a whiz with recording, and it was done with his computer.
Yeah, well, very props to him. Make sure you tell him.
Oh, we do all the time. I mean, not bad from coming out of the ghetto. We're pretty proud of it, that's for sure.
Very cool. Okay, so speaking of music, I always like to ask band members when I talk to them, what if I grabbed your iPod, your MP3 player, however you like to listen to music, what bands would I find you listening to right now?
So many.
Well, you would find, for me, it's everything, but I guess it comes and goes in spurts, it just kind of depends on your mood and what's going on in your life. But for me, you'd find things like, Atlanta Rhythm Section, Hall & Oates, Billy Joel, the Hollies, T-Rex, some Zeppelin. Yeah, that's probably what you would find mostly, off the top of my head anyways.
Yep, and on mine you would find like a ton of Hall & Oates, because I grew up and respected and loved them. And Foreigner, probably some Judas Priest, some Corinne Bailey Rae and Average White Band, and
we can't forget
so many.
We can't forget about Metallica and Slayer and Megadeth and Slipknot and.
Hey, you're talking all my bands now.
It's all across the board.
That's awesome.
The one thing we love, all kinds of music. I like a lot of the old school rap and hip hop, and it just depends on my mood.
Yeah, I get that. I definitely can listen to some old Ice Cube.
Absolutely. NWA.
Yep. Heck yeah.
Insane Clown Posse. The list just goes on and on. It just never ends.
Very cool. Okay, so what for you guys, what sets your band apart from, all the other bands out there trying to make something of themselves? Why should people come to a live show? What are they going to get when they come to a show?
Gosh, that's a good question. How do I answer that without coming across as...
They're certainly going to get a sound that either they've never heard or they've forgotten about, because we do go for... our originals, we try to give them a flavor that is apart from today's stuff.
Even our originals really capture that late 70s, early 80s sound.
And then the covers we do, we try to pick things that are danceable and things that have become obscure, like maybe someone will hear it and they'll say, wow, you know what, I forgot all about that song.
We go out and play Sarah Smile by Hall & Oates, and maybe throw some Sheryl Crow in there, those kind of things, and people just go crazy. And then they get an energetic show. We really like our bass player and guitar player. They're pretty adamant and good at what they do. As far as putting on stage presence, we really try to get the crowd involved. We're not there just for us, we're there to entertain the crowd, and we want their input, and we want to hear from them, and, so they definitely get an energetic show.
Okay, very cool. And speaking of shows, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you guys at a live show?
With this band or ever?
Just, yeah, in general, it doesn't have to be, if you don't have anything crazy to speak of with this.
It's a little new to have crazy stuff, but we have had things happen.
I guess one of the most crazy things for me is, I'm the drummer, and I play in a pretty large kit. It's no small thing by any means of the stretch. And we played REM Fest this summer, and when we went up on stage, unbeknownst to me, it was a concrete stage, and I didn't bring my rug or anything. So as we're putting on a show and totally geeked for doing REM Fest, well, my drums decided to start sliding forward. So here I am, blind as a bat, beating the hell out of the drums, and they're moving, and I got to keep grabbing them with one hand and play with the other and pull them back. And
that is pretty crazy.
That was interesting, I guess we can say.
Yeah, it sounds like you improvised, so.
Well, we got through and we didn't skip a beat, so it worked out all right.
Very cool. Okay, is there anything else you would like to tell everyone that'll hear this interview? Anything I haven't asked you want to make sure people know about Beyond Sight?
We just encourage people to support local music and, go out and see your bands, support all of us artists. We work very, very, very hard to put on a good show. It's a lot of physical work. It's a financial, not burden, but it is a financial investment. And all of us work very hard to do that. So just make sure you support local music, and I think that's the biggest message I want to get out to people.
Absolutely. Be sure and support the locals.
Even the big guys, everybody started off local at some time or another.
Exactly.
Yep.
Nobody woke up and started playing stadiums.
Unless you're Justin Bieber.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
we won't go there.
Connections.
Yeah, exactly.
We won't go there. We really are trying to get people out to the M89 show. Like I said, we're recording a live music video. We are giving somebody who's going to win a $25 gift certificate to be spent at M89 on drinks or however they wish. And we're hoping to get, just a big crowd turnout so they can participate and be a part of this music video. And we've got a lot put into the show, so we're really trying to pack the house.
Okay, well, make sure that you promote that on the Smash Radio Facebook page, and feel free to post it on my page as well, and we can help spread the word for that.
We will, and the biggest thing too is that social media. Like we have a Facebook fan page, and if everybody could just start sharing and liking our page as well. We can all help each other if we work together.
It's got to be a big circle, or this doesn't work for any of us.
Nope. And I support all artists. If you go to my likes and look at my social media, I support everything around here, from hip hop to, acid metal to whatever you can imagine. I support it all.
I tend to like anybody who's a musician and who's an upcoming band, and I think that really helps.
Yep, and that kind of goes back to the premise of why I started Smash Radio, and because if you tune in and listen, you're gonna hear Beyond Sight, and then you're gonna hear local rap, and then you're gonna hear local country. I mean, I have it purposely.
Excellent.
So I've actually had people ask me, well, shouldn't you like break it up so you don't? I'm like, no, that's the whole experience of Smash Radio is supposed to be. You're getting all the different genres smashed together.
It's a music buffet.
Exactly.
Hey, that was nicely said. I give you props for that one. A music buffet. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you should coin that term.
That's true.
Trademark it.
It really is a music buffet. Yep.
Yeah, but we just, I don't know, like I said, as a band, we like to entertain, we like to write originals, we like to cover music,
We like to meet people.
and we just put a lot of thought into our shows. Everything is thought out, planned very carefully, and we just want people to come out and see us and enjoy it and have a good time.
Very good. Okay, so I have one last thing to ask. I would love a radio tag for the station, if you don't mind.
Okay, I'm sure Rhonda can have. She's got a better voice than me anyways, plus she's better looking, so we'll let her handle that.
Oh, whatever.
So you can say this is Robin from Beyond Sight, or however you want to do it, but just mention that you're from the band Beyond Sight and you're listening to Smash Radio.
This is Rhonda from Beyond Sight, and you're listening to Smash Radio.
Perfect. And what I'll do is I'll upload that to the server, so that'll be that'll play before your tracks. Well, not sure if I'll be able to get it in right next to your tracks, but it'll be mixed in, so people will hear your promo for the station. So
Wait.
Nice. I hope we conducted a somewhat professional interview.
this has been wonderful. My interviews, I tend, and hopefully you got the gist of this, but it's more of a BS session. It's not. It's not a rigid set format. I mean, yeah, I have my list of questions, but you never know where you're going to go with it, and I like to take it off.
Brian Bay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the Brian Bay.
I didn't want to leave him out. That would have been horrible.
On vocals.
Okay.
Lead vocals.
Can't forget the singer. Jeez. I'm pretty sure you said it at the beginning,
I'm one
though.
of those, so I would have said it.
So does Smash Radio make it out to local shows?
I don't have a whole lot of time. I mean, I do try to go to I do hit Battle Creek once in a while and go to Planet Rock.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have, with my partners, with Bruce and Robin, who run Smash Magazine, they go to a lot of stuff.
Gotcha.
And I know Chris. Chris is part of the radio, and he goes to a lot of local shows. So
I got something to say about Planet Rock. It was interesting. Our very first show as a band was at Planet Rock back on April 26th. And it was, what a great place to play. The sound guys are just phenomenal, and yeah, that was pretty cool. I got to say, what a hell of a place to play for your very first show as a new band.
yeah, I really dig that venue. It's got such a nice ambiance to it. So, but yeah. Okay, well, thank you for taking time to talk to me. Like I said, give me about a week or so, and I'll have this edited, and I'll have it on YouTube, and then I'll email the links to you guys, and I'll post it on your Facebook page and stuff, so everybody can share it.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much, and we'll be in touch.
Yep, sounds good. Okay, take care.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Bye.